What's going on, everybody? So jumping right into today's video, we're going to be covering backtesting and how to correctly backtest in Forex. Simply because backtesting was something that I wish I knew how to do correctly when I was learning how to trade. It's something that I wasted a lot of time not actually knowing how to do it. I sat there on the charts, hours on hours, just messing around, just drawing lines, learning how to apply trend lines and support and resistance, but it's not something I really knew how to do on a real-time chart. It's not something I knew how to identify as it was forming. So today's video is going to be quickly covering that. It's not going to be too long of a video because again, backtesting doesn't need to be hours and hours on end. I don't want this video to be extremely long. I want it to be very, very quick so you guys can jump on the charts and start doing this yourself. So what exactly is backtesting? Backtesting is the process of opening up a chart. Let's see if we can open up GBP USD and simply just applying your knowledge that you've learned onto the charts directly. So for example, I'll see this section right here and I'll go, okay, this is a form of resistance, and then we're gonna have another one down here. Let's see where I should apply this. This right here would be a form of support, and then I'll get my trend line and I'll go, okay, trend line will be something like that. This, a lot of people think this is backtesting. This is not backtesting. You are drawing on a chart that you've already seen. You already know the outcome. You already know what happened. This is not backtesting. You're just covering a chart, in objects essentially. And, it's not horrible. It's not the worst thing you could do. But again, this is not correctly backtesting, and this is not really going to show you how to trade in the future. This is not going to show you how to go on a real-time chart and actually trade. You're not going to know what to do on this side of the chart. You're going to see, this is all you see. You don't see anything on the right side. Why? Because it hasn't happened yet. So I don't expect you guys to be able to apply what you've learned from an already developed chart onto a real-time chart. But this video is going to help you out. Again, you don't need to be doing backtesting for hours and hours on end. I recommend an hour, hour and a half at most per day, because again, you don't want to overdo it. Now, I'm not saying you can overtrain, because you can never really overtrain, but at the end of the day, you need to give yourself a break. You need to give yourself time for the information you've just learned to soak in, and you need to spend time doing other things, developing risk management, learning how to calculate percentages. All those things you can learn on top of just doing an hour, hour and a half of backtesting a day. So, how do you correctly backtest? So, there's two things you need to do. One, you need to get a notebook, and it needs to be a fresh notebook. You need to write backtesting journal on it, and then from there, use that notebook specifically to record your trades. So what exactly do we put in that notebook? We're going to put entry price. Now this is going to be very, very similar to a trading journal if you already have one. So we're going to go along and we're going to enter in the information I want you guys to write down. So I want you guys to write down, actually before entry price, I want you guys to write down pair, entry price, take profit, stop loss, and then we're going to go confluences. What is a confluence? The confluence is a reason for entry. So are you entering off of support, resistance, trendline crossover? If you're using indicators, indicator, all that stuff. I want you guys to write down every reason you entered, and then I want you guys to write down trade outcome. And if you were wrong, how could or can I improve? And then I don't want you guys just to write down how can I improve. I want you guys to actually go in there and I want you guys to act on that. I want you guys to actually make a move with your form of improvement. I want you guys to actually apply that to the charts, to your next trades. I want you guys to act like backtesting is actually trading, okay? Because you can speed up. You can speed up the process. You can write down your entry price. You can put the stop loss, take profit, and you can make that happen in less than a minute. Why? Because if you go in replay mode, you click back, boom, you can make your charts move really, really quickly. So I want you guys to actually start acting on these things. So moving on, I'm sure you guys just saw it. How do we actually backtest? What I personally do, if I'm looking to, develop a new program, if I'm looking to develop a new strategy, I'm going to click the replay button. Keep in mind I'm on the 2 hour. I'm going to go on the 12 hour. But I'm not going to go too far back, because if you go too far back, TradingView is not going to let you actually, open up those smaller time frames like the 15 and the 5. I trade the 15 and the 5 on the very, very small time frames for my breakout strategy. So what am I going to do? We're going to zoom in. I'm going to close my eyes. Right now my eyes are closed. I'm going to scroll out. I'm going to move my mouse on a random section. And I'm just going to choose one. Okay. Open up my eyes. And I see the market right now. Okay. Two things right off the bat. I notice we're on a nice downtrend. Market is playing just above the moving averages. Market has respected the moving averages earlier. So what I think is going to happen? I'm thinking the market's going to make a move down anytime soon. So I'm going to open up a trend line right here. Run a trend line down from the peak of that. I would naturally make a trend line respect this. But at the same time, I know we're on a downtrend. So, gonna make the candle move again. Make the candle move again. Make the candle move again. Right now, it is approximately 1 o'clock where that candle is taking place. So, we're just after the New York, major moves. We're gonna see how the market plays out. Looks like we're having some heavy consolidation. It's already been a while. Okay. So, we're in a consolidation zone. It appears the market did break above the trend line, and now we're in a nice area of support. So, drag that across right about, I'm gonna put that right there. I'm gonna leave that, something like that. A couple more candles. Looks like we're breaking above the former resistance now. We're gonna go in the smaller time frames, because GBP USD essentially is not doing too much right now. We had a nice area of support and resistance form. Market broke above. Market is testing the new resistance. Closed back back below, and more consolidation. So we're gonna see if it retests that resistance nicely, which it did. Man, this market's acting really crazy right now. Lots and lots of just minor movements. Closed back below once again, retesting again. Broke above. It's struggling to break the 129.32 area. And look at that, closed above. So this right here is an actual close above. Several retests to the resistance, acting as new support. So what am I looking for now? I'm looking for a retest. Retracement. There we go. That's the retracement I'm looking for. So, I'm gonna take my marker. That's where I'm expecting to look for a buy. Place my entry in the middle. I want my stop loss to be no more than 50 pips. I'm gonna have my stop loss come to about, say about 40 pips would be fine. I'm gonna reset the chart, because I'm gonna look for a target zone now. So on the 2-hour target zone would be right about there. Open up the 1-hour chart. And we're gonna look, actually I'm gonna open up the 15. I wanna be able to catch this trade nicely. So, I hate the way that looks. Drag it over. So we're gonna have the market move again. Entry price is about 129, so market's gonna come down. Come on, I know you want to come down and spike it. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Alright, so I had that trade here. I expected a retracement, which did happen. But two things. One, I didn't have a key area. I should have targeted a higher area up, because we did have a wick to the higher portion of the resistance zone. New support. So what could I have done? I could have had my entry price become a little closer. Could have had the market tick it off. Another thing is, we don't know if MetaTrader would have ticked it off. So if our broker could have came down and ticked off that trade to enter the buy limit, we would have been up approximately 83 pips from that retracement. So what exactly am I saying with this trade? I would take what happened just here with my entry price, because I did not actually look for an area to enter my entry price. I kind of just placed it just above the middle section of the resistance new support. So I would take that, I would write it down. Entry price was not triggered. Trade paid out 80 plus pips. Calculate better entry price. And I would take this, keep it in the journal, and apply it moving forward. Look for a better area to enter off of, because again, if I move this above just to the wick of this candle, you can see where it lines up on the end, it would have triggered and we'd be up 83 pips, 84 pips. So again, make sure you record everything, apply everything correctly to your charts, and keep it moving forward. So what I would do now, let's open up another chart and start doing the same thing. Start back testing, recording my trades, and correctly analyzing them and applying the stuff I learned moving forward. Like, look over here. This trade didn't wick off, paid out in full, 200 pips. Something I can work on moving forward. But that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something today. And if you guys have any questions with backtesting, feel free to message me at thomasr.p on Instagram, and I will help you guys out. Until then, take care, keep working hard, and I'll see you guys next week.